Let's get into this. My client got Wicks, which means that he got some of his locks combined in order to make them bigger. Unfortunately, as you can see, they were done incorrectly, and he wasn't advised on how often he should come back for his maintenance. So when I get a job like this, what I like to do is just to go through and clearly separate everything. That way, if there's any areas where hair is growing away from the lock, such as this one, I'm able to pull in the correct amount of hair to make sure that his lock to part ratio stays even. Here, I'm going through this one lock, and you saw how weak it was at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle and really go through his locks to make sure that everything is even, like this here. And as you can see, the lock is sturdy from root to tip. Here is an example of what a lock looks like when it's weak and not combined properly. It starts to separate, and look at how easily I'm able to bend it. But once I go through and do my maintenance on it, look at how sturdy this lock is. Now here's one of those areas that I was talking about that it's really weak and the hair is growing away from the lock. You see that the lock is really unstable. So I take that loose hair and mingle that back into his hair with my crochet needle like this. And this gives me a better visual of exactly what his lock is going through. So I'm going to pull that hair, wrap it around that weak area to bring that lock together and strengthen that root back up along with the body of his locks. Now, because when I did this, it still left an area that was a lot thinner than the rest of his lock. So I'm going to go through and pull up using my needle so that I could bring it together like you see here. Now, this lock here, I did the same thing, but as you can see how weak that is, I was able to stick my finger through the top of his lock. So I'm going to go in again, just making sure that I'm strengthening that lock, pulling that hair back in, and allowing myself to give the lock that part to lock ratio like this here. I like to rub it just to make sure there's nothing left behind. This is a lock in that I did, and this is what it looks like after I've done my crochet maintenance on it. As you can see, there is no more separation of the lock. Here, I'm extending one of his locks that had broken off by adding one of his locks that he provided for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle all the way down to not just make sure that I'm adding the extension, but as you can see here, he also has other weak points within that piece that I added back in. So I'm going to fold this and crochet that back together so that way it's seamless and it fills that hole that was there instead of me having to add any extra hair. And voila, as you can see here, it's strong and he doesn't have to worry about anything else moving forward. That lock is in there, baby. It's not going nowhere at all. And once I'm done, I like to just steam the lock so it gives it back its flexibility. And then I go in with my dryer and I just dry it to make sure that it's not dripping or anything like that. And this is his results. This is what a proper combination of locks should look like. No demarcation whatsoever, and his locks are firm and sturdy again. Now I can say that I brought back his confidence in his lock. But don't take my word for it. Here's his reaction. What you think? Big difference.
Yes, man.
See how it feel and how they are more firm.
All on the same way.
Oh, I did it before and after. You ain't got to worry about that.
I'm gonna make it on the TikTok.
You gonna make it on the TikTok.
You know, we come away from New Orleans.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to get right. I had to take that trip and got me right.
All the way right.
Yeah.
Push him to the back. Yeah.